everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I want to share my best and worst purchases of the year 2021. I think we're getting to the end of the year and I always feel like it's really important to evaluate what we purchase. And I do know that I purchase a lot of things and I'm quite a consumer when it comes to that, but I also always want to make sure I spend my money on the right things. And obviously, as I recommend a lot of things to you, I thought it would be good to just have a look at what I bought at the end of the year and really see whether I think items I bought were worth the money or not. If you are new to my channel today, then I am Anna and I post fashion styling videos every single week. So if you do not want to miss any of these, then make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. And if you generally enjoy outfit inspirations, then make sure that you also follow me on Instagram because that's where I post every single day. Alright, let's get going. Okay, so I have things from different categories that I want to share with you. I have everything from like fashion, bags and accessories, kitchen utensils and like non-fashion related items like household stuff, technology. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers this up. And I want to start with something that I've purchased recently. I'm just going to go through everything and tell you in which category I would put it. And one thing that I haven't purchased too long ago that definitely belongs in a category of fashion is this dress. Now I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful jumper dress in a like dark maroony color. The knitting is perfect. The fit is really great. But I would actually put it into the category of worst purchases. I don't regret buying it, but I'm also not super happy I did it. It is very beautiful and I really like it. It's just the thing, I never end up putting it on because it has short sleeves. And that is just something that really annoys me because it is a wool blend, so it does keep me warm. And maybe throughout autumn I would have worn it, but every single time I was about to wear it, I felt the wool blend was still too warm for autumn. And when the temperatures did drop and I wanted to wear lots of cozy knits, I didn't want to wear anything short-sleeved anymore. So I still think it's beautiful and maybe for a transitional period I'm going to wear it more. But yeah, I've tried putting a shirt underneath, it never looked quite right, and I just end up never wearing it. Also because it's like brown, I don't like to pair it with my brown tights. I would wear it with like my nude boots, like these, but then again, they don't go at all with tights, which means I would have to wear bare legs. And if I'm already cold, because I don't have long sleeves, I don't always want to expose my legs. So yeah, this dress has always been kind of a struggle piece, although I love it so much and I think it's really beautiful. But yeah, the short sleeves are really annoying and I think that is a really good takeaway for next year to really consider like every single detail of clothing and see whether I think I will wear it or not. So seeing as I've just mentioned then, I think I'm just going to continue to talk about these boots. They were a dream find for me. I tried everything possible to get these boots. I wanted a pair of nude boots with like a low block heel that go just around the knee, that are super tight but also not too tight so you can wear it with trousers but they won't sag down. They did have to have the perfect color, like the perfect nude. That's not too bright or too light that looks like cheap, because I think white boots are always a tricky thing and they can quickly look cheap. And I felt like these were just perfect. These would do like everything for me and they're still comfortable. They were a great price and great quality. The thing is just, I have worn them way less than I thought I would. I wanted a pair of these so badly because I thought I could wear it in autumn. It would allow me to keep an all-eye color palette. A nude pair of boots would just go perfectly with this. Seeing as I've also worn these a lot, which are my ankle boot version of this. The color is a bit different. To be honest, this would have been my dream color, but I fell in love with these ones. I would still put them into the not so great purchase decisions of the year. I do love them and I hope I will wear them more. But the thing is just, I never do end up putting them on. I don't know, maybe in autumn this would have been great, maybe for winter it's just not the best thing because again I do tend to wear tights in winter. It's just something that I've started to do recently and ever since I got used to the feeling of warmth I don't always want to sacrifice it, and also I feel like I always look pretty dressed up with these boots. Like it's not always the most appropriate look. And I do like to dress really subtle. So sometimes I just ditch them. Like whenever I put them on, I end up taking them off again. And they are kind of like at the side of my shoe shelf because they just didn't fit in anymore. And I had so many great pairs of boots. I definitely wouldn't give these away or anything. I'm definitely going to give these more of a chance and try to style them more ways. I just haven't found the perfect way for them, which is odd because every time I got dressed during autumn and during spring, I always thought I need a pair of nude knee-high boots. And the thing is just, I think Instagram made me buy it. I think I've just been seeing this style of boots so much that I craved one and I really wanted to have one, and I felt like it was 100% my style. Now that I have them, I never really end up putting them on, so I don't know why. They're super comfortable and I'm just really willing to give them another chance because I do think they're beautiful. So yeah, that is definitely one of my missions for 2022, to give these boots another go. So coming to something more positive, a best purchase of the year, and I'm pretty sure you will know what I'm talking about. It is my Tiffany sunglasses. Now I have been lusting over buying a pair of Tiffany glasses for such a long time, and I feel like, especially with accessories, you really do enjoy the quality that you get out of it if you just pay that extra money. And design a pair of sunglasses was something I was never really willing to pay because I think I'm going to sit down, I'm going to break them, I'm going to scratch them. And that is true, you do use these items. They're, at the end of the day, they're there to be used. But I have worn these sunglasses so much, especially over the summer period. I'm sure you will remember if you have been following me then. They're these super cool like cat eye sunglasses with the gold frame. And they're pretty much the first like luxury purchase I ever made. And every outfit I wore in summer, these pair of sunglasses took to another level. Like I could wear a simple cotton dress from H&M for like 10 euros and I would put on these pair of sunglasses and it just looked like I paid $1 million for it. And not that it's about, you know, how much you spend on things, because really I think that if you have great style then money doesn't matter at all, and you can find really like low priced items that still elevate your look if you know how to style them. But I feel like these pieces are just the things that will bring you to another level and that will always be there. I have been wearing them so much. I've also been pulling them out in autumn just because I really love to wear them on like those days, you know, where the sun gets really low, and they were quite pricey. And I would also say that although these were really expensive and I think I took really great care of them, sometimes things happen and you know, you just get them scratched. I do have some scratches on mine, but I don't mind it. I still think they look a million times better than any of the H&M sunglasses I ever had. And it's just always, I don't know, I just get happy every time I reach for them. They're in my bag, I pull out this beautiful blue case and the sunglasses are inside. And it's just one of those things that make me happy. I know this might sound superficial, but I definitely am happy I purchased this, so yeah. If you don't have a great pair of sunglasses, why not put it on your Christmas wish list? I know it's a bit last minute. Maybe remember for your birthday to wish for something like this, because you will love it till the end of time. And if you choose a classic style, it will be there forever. Again, a pair of shoes I thought I would wear non-stop once I found the perfect ones. And I ended up not wearing. And weirdly, they're nude as well. And they're these like beige nude patent leather loafers. I bought them off Zalando, and I think with these shoes it's always a bit tricky to find something that are still comfortable, that are not cheap, that are high in quality, and that do have like a leather sole and they're not made out of plastic completely. And I really loved the look of these types of shoes, and I saw these, they were pretty affordable, they were great quality, the materials were great. But every time I look at them, I feel like they are a bit granny-ish. I don't know, I just never really put them on. Maybe it's because I've bought them late summer, at the beginning of autumn when I had my foot injury, and obviously I couldn't wear any shoes then, and I barely ever left the house, and when I did it was already October, so the weather was quite cold, and maybe that's why I haven't worn them at all, because right now I would just freeze if I would wear them out. So I hope I can get another use of them out, but They even still do have the tag in, which just shows I've never ever worn them, which is really a tragedy because I really like that style of shoe, and if I do think I'm going to go more into the office next spring, I'm sure I will get my use out of them. But again, this kind of just teaches me that I don't want to settle for buying things just because I feel like it's the best compromise of the things that I'm looking for. I'm not 100% in love with the look of them, and it's just something I should not have compromised on. I'm willing to give these another try. Let's see how I'll do next year. Maybe next year they will be in the best, most worn items category, but this year, I gotta say, not worn them at all. Sole is still in perfect condition. Let's see how I'll do next year. Okay, so since we're in the category of footwear, I thought I'd quickly throw in these. These are my Ted Baker trainers, and as you can see, they look pretty battered. And I made quite a big deal out of purchasing these because I'm not the type of girl who wears trainers, like not at all, and I didn't want to spend too much money on a pair of trainers, but I still wanted one for those like really casual dashing out the house activities. And I've had one that were more classic, more simple in design, and obviously a lot cheaper. But at the end of the day, I did decide to go for the Ted Baker ones, and I'm so glad I did. These ended up being the most worn shoes ever. First of all, I did have an injury which required me to wear flats and trainers, if even. Most of the times I wasn't even allowed to walk. But with these, I just always felt still stylish, chic, and it just felt like me. And I still love to put them on. I feel polished, I feel great in these, and I never thought I would like trainers that much, but honestly they have proven to be very versatile and very well suited for my style because I always overdress quite a bit, or a lot at times, and I just think a pair of trainers kind of pulls it back down together, brings it all back to earth. As you can see, they are pretty damn battered, but I love them and I'm so glad I bought them. And again, if something ever happened to them, I would repurchase them in a minute. I just could never imagine wearing any other trainers than these, and I always get compliments on them when I wear these because they have these lovely frills and they're just a bit unusual, and why buy anything boring? So I am really glad I got these. So the next thing I have, I think, belongs into the category of technology, and that is my iPad. I've bought the iPad Air in the rose gold edition, I think during spring, and then the Apple Pencil in summer. And the reason I did is because I wanted to start a master's program. And that is the iPad. I think it's super pretty, it's rose gold, it's exactly what I've been looking for. And I wanted this because I wanted to take super qualified notes at university, and I was never really a note taker. I rarely ever noted anything down. I really just noted like various words, and they were always enough for me to remember what I had to do or what the question was. And I always ended up to ask for other people's notes, and they would send me their iPad notes, and I always thought that it's so great to be organized. You can never lose, you know, your sheets of paper because everything is just in one place. You always have everything together. And the thing is, I would put this into not the worst purchases of the year, but definitely one of those more unnecessary purchases. I ended up not using this for university at all. I recently started to take some notes on it, but I'm still not a note taker. I'm just not the type of person who likes to write a lot of things down. I've been using this to cook in the kitchen, to have my recipes, to switch the music when we listen to it throughout the flat. And also I have been using it a lot to do my workouts and kind of just conveniences like watching Netflix when I'm in the bathtub or something. Like those kind of things I do love to do with it, and it's like one of those lifestyle things that is just a bit unnecessary, but that just make fun and make everything a bit more convenient. Is it a necessary purchase? Is it something that has anyhow enhanced my academic career? No, not at all. If you're not a note-taking person, the technology you're using won't be, you know, changing anything in that regard. It's really just, you know, your ambition whether to do it or not. And if you don't take notes on paper, I doubt you will on this. It's still a cool device and I'm happy I have it, but to be honest, I could have saved myself the money and just, you know, lived with watching Netflix on my phone when I'm in the bathtub or on my laptop. But this is just a bit cooler. So that kind of gives you the impression of how important this iPad has really been to me. So speaking of my master's career, I think that is something I should definitely mention, because investing in your education is important, and it's also very expensive and far more expensive than anything else I have been buying. And I'm still happy I did it, or that I'm still doing it, because it just is going to improve my life. And I know it's a lot of money to spend right now, but it will return in the long run. And I'm just so glad I decided to start my master's program, because it's just something that really tells me life is going forward. There are things to happen, so much more to see in the world, so much more to try out. And I'm just so glad that I do get these like fresh impulses, get to meet new people that I meet there. So that is definitely something I want to mention, because I did make quite a big deal of choosing the right master's program, and I thought long and hard about it. And at the end of the day, I can just say you can never really know what's going to happen if you don't just try it. And sometimes you just have to start. Sometimes you can't know in advance what's the best decision for you. Sometimes life just happens and you have to get along with it. And it ended up being one of the best decisions ever. Okay, sticking with the more unusual category for my life, and that is utensils, kitchen, stuff like that. And one thing I really regret buying is this thing. This was a milk former that we got off Amazon, and I thought it was super cool because it has this like cream retro design, and the one that we had before broke. You know, I'm a coffee drinker and my coffee is very important for me. We do have 2 coffee machines out of that reason. One for the days at the office or when we have to rush and quickly get a coffee, and that's when I will use this milk former as well. Now let me tell you, this thing has been a pain in the... because we bought it for £20. It was really cheap, and we had basically the opportunity to buy this one or a really expensive one from Smack, which is now on my wish list, because this just annoys me every single time. It doesn't really foam oat milk. It can't do anything with it. And if you don't drink lactose like me and you have oat milk or soy milk or almond milk or any other like nut plant-based milk, this thing just proved to me, if you buy cheap, you buy twice. Because now I'm really willing to buy the Smack one. This just annoys me so much. It doesn't really form oat milk or any plant-based milk other than soy milk. So I have been switching the milk I'm drinking just because this like milk former can't comprehend the milk that I want to drink. So I'm changing my diet based on something I bought that I'm now dissatisfied with, which just sounds so crazy to me. And if I put soy milk in here, it kind of foams it too much and it always overflows, and I always have to wipe everything clean. It is just the most annoying thing in the world. And if you do buy kitchen utensils, maybe you've just moved, then please don't buy cheap. You're just going to end up buying double and spend more money in the end. So I do have the Smack one on my wish list, and I will buy the Smack one and will be happy with my milk again, but this is just something I really regret buying. Okay, so let's talk about clothing, because I do have a few more items that I want to show you that are really important for me to show, because I think I've really learned a lesson about this and reflected the way I purchase things. So I have 2 hits and 1 miss. I'm going to show you my hits first. And I think you'll kind of pretty quickly see what I mean. So one of the best things I ever bought is this dress. I bought this from Forever New at Aces, and it is this really beautiful pink floral dress. It has tiers of chiffon going down, and it also has these lovely eyelashes. It's just so beautiful. It is the most flattering shape ever. I love this. Whenever I put it on, I feel amazing, incredible, and like I said in my last video, this is just the best thing that fashion will ever do for you, and this is why I'm so in love with fashion. And basically this is everything I always dreamed of. This is the perfect dress. I wore this for my birthday and it was freezing cold, but it was just the best thing I could have worn. I felt so good in it, and I didn't even care that I was cold, because to be honest, I really don't care. I really don't. If I love my outfit, then I am willing to freeze for it. And especially in summer, I've been wearing it so much, and if I don't know what to wear, I would wear this, because I know I could always rely on it. I would always feel great on it. And yes, it looks a bit like occasion wear. And yes, I am probably always overdressed. But I don't care. I just think life's too short to wear boring clothes. And the same thing goes for something else, and that is this dress. And this dress is from Ted Baker, and I've tried it on in the store. I've seen it on the rail, and I was like not even in the mood to buy anything, but I've tried it on and I just felt incredibly good in it. And I would with my white trainers, and I felt so good because I could wear something super feminine and flowy like this dress and then pair it with trainers and just wear it out on a normal shopping day, and I'd feel very, very good. Again, this was quite expensive. This was reduced in a sale, and then was about the price range of the dress that I've just shown you. So it is quite expensive. I did end up taking in the plunging neckline a bit because I think it was a bit too revealing for me. But other than that, I just love it. It's just so beautiful. It has the perfect cut and shape and everything. I've showed it to you in quite a few videos over the year, and I must just say I will love this dress forever. And I know it was such a good purchase to make, and even when I just unpacked it and I went down to the loft to get these things, I was so happy when I got them out, and I was holding them out and was like, yes, that is my dream dress. And those just go for the two of them. I know they're both pink, I know they were quite expensive. Does it justify buying two very similar dresses that are not the cheapest? I think so, because they truly do make me happy, and I just think I'd rather have two similar dresses that I've spent a bit more money on than 30 dresses that were like £20 each that don't spark that much joy for me. So something that I sadly have to put into the category of worst things I bought is this little cord, which I have from Naked. As you can see, it's a very beautiful skirt. You might remember it from one of my Naked hauls. It's 100% cotton, so the material is great. And it also has the top half right here, which is this one. And the thing why I would put this into the worst category is because I have not ended up wearing it at all. I would once to take a photo in, and then that was it. It looked beautiful on, and it's one of those pieces that I think will look good on photos, just not in real life, because they're just a bit too much, a bit over the top. And I think, yes, you can wear something like this on holiday, but I would never ever wear this out into the city, into like my hometown. Moral of the story is, rather spend more money on the things that you know you'll truly love, like the pink dresses, than spending it on something that is more trend-led, more out of your comfort zone. And I'm really glad this piece was only from Naked and not something more high-end, more expensive, and I'm happy I didn't spend too much money on it. However, it's still money that I could have just saved myself. Okay, another thing that I definitely want to talk about, because I've just recently invested in it, and that is a haircut. Now, hair and beauty are just things that I personally do not like to invest a lot in. Also with makeup, if I find things I like, I'm happy to just repurchase them over and over again. I don't love to experiment so much when it comes to that. But what I've really noticed, and that is something that highly is connected with YouTube and Instagram and basically things that I've been doing over the past year, is I have taken a lot of photos and clips of myself. I have spent a lot of time editing those. And I really noticed that last year, and if I do find a clip of it, I will insert it, maybe, if I'm brave enough. I was just not paying enough attention to my hair. Before I started this whole thing, I would go to the hairdressers twice a year, like once in spring and then once in like autumn, winter, and that would be it for the entire year. And I've just noticed that whenever I look back at those clips, I'm just like, something isn't quite right, something looks weird, something looks odd. And when I put my hands down to it, it's mostly that I have just not taken care of it. It doesn't look healthy. Sometimes I just have really like bad patches somewhere. And I do spend money into a high like quality salon where I always go to. But the thing is just, I always used to just do that twice a year. And I really found that you can just save yourself the money you spend maybe on a Zara order, and instead of that, go to the hairdressers one more time a year. And that just makes such a difference in your feeling, your appearance, and like your overall look. And right now I come from work, I have not styled anything at all. This is just how I look after 2 days after the hairdresser. And I still feel better than most days last year when my hair was not done at all. I've been trying to, you know, style it so much to kind of not show that, or not let it show that my hair definitely needed a cut and a freshen up in the color. So yeah, that is something I definitely take away. Spend less money on clothes and more money on those kind of things. So coming to my most expensive purchase of the year and pretty much ever in life, and that is this bag. This bag was a very thought out purchase. I've thought about it so much. I've made a dedicated video about it when I bought it, when I unboxed it, and explained why I got it and the motives behind it and why I decided to spend so much money in a bag. And then I made another video on it where I showed you what's in my bag and kind of a review after like the first 2 months of using it, when I was just super enthusiastic about this bag. So am I still that enthusiastic about it now? Yes, totally. I love it so much. It's the best bag ever. I would purchase this again in a heartbeat. Let me tell you, I've been wearing this so much. It's my favorite bag ever, and I really believe if you have a bag like this, you really don't need anything else. You really don't need any of the other bags. I've barely even worn any of my other bags since I got this, because whenever I was putting on an outfit, I was just holding it with it, and I was like, yeah, that's a good outfit. And when I was changing the bag, I didn't like my outfit anymore. Same thing, I think. Last week I posted an Instagram story of me wearing a Christmas jumper and a pair of leggings and capturing it with going to watch Christmas movies. I basically put this bag with it and I just thought, wow, that is the best outfit ever. And I just was so in love with the outfit, although I was just dressing for a movie night, which is really not something I have to dress fancy for. But I just loved it so much. It took the whole outfit to another level, and I was like, I'm not gonna take this to watch movies. Like, it's just a bit much. I was taking it down, was putting another bag on, and I was like, oh no, that just doesn't go. And I was going back to this one. It has made me really happy. It still makes me happy every time I put it on. Every time I look at it, I smile. Every time I wear it out and I look down at myself, I'm so happy with this bag. It's the best thing I've ever worn. It's the best thing I've ever bought, and I still am so much in love with it. The space is perfect. I've gotten a lot of questions on the size. I've got the medium size, and I must say it's the perfect one. It's big enough to hold all of your essentials, and I put so much stuff in there. I take umbrellas with me, power banks, phones, credit cards, gloves, hats, you name it. Basically anything fits in here. It's like a magic bag, like one of those bags like Hermione has, where she just puts everything in. And it still always keeps its shape. It looks perfect. I ended up returning the one that I was purchasing initially because I decided to go for the one with the plastic strap instead. Was that a good decision or not? To be honest, I'm not sure. I really wanted the one with the plastic handle because I was afraid, you know, of the sunscreen, especially wearing it in summer, to color transfer and to darken it, which would have not been a great look at all. But I do realize that now that I have the one with the plastic where it says Dolce & Gabbana on the top, I noticed that every time I go out, I tend to flip it at the back, just because I don't really like people noticing that it's a designer item. I just don't like things that are flashy, which is also something why I'm not the biggest fan of like Louis Vuitton. I don't love when people know how much something is. I don't like this like braggy style. I like to look subtle and elegant, and I don't think labels will do that. And this is also something why I really love this bag, because it's just really subtly labeled. It really just says Dolce & Gabbana on this like gold plate right here, which to be honest no one ever reads. Like, why would you? And I just love it. It's so cool. I love the crossbody strap. I've actually been wearing it a lot crossbody. Yeah, I could go on and on about this bag over and over again, but the moral of the story, it's the perfect bag. It's my favorite ever, and I don't think I will be needing much more than that. I always dreamt of having a Chanel bag, but now that I do this one, I don't really see the point in it. Same goes for the Lady Dior bag. Still a very beautiful bag. Maybe one day, but right now I don't see the point. Like all of the outfits I would wear one of those bags with, I could also wear with this one, and this one even also functions for more casual activities. So perfect bag for dressing in day and night times, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. So then one last thing I want to talk about is my Coach Tabby bag. I don't have it here right now because it currently lays downstairs in my car. And to be honest, I'm just too lazy to get it, but I'm going to insert a clip because I showed it to you just in my last video, so I think you pretty well know which bag I'm talking about. And it's this cream color crossbody bag, and again, it's one of my favorite things that I've ever bought. And I was thinking quite hard and long about it because I had spent so much money on the D&G, and I was like, do I really need another expensive bag if I have my one fits everything bag? But to be honest, sometimes you want something more casual, you want not your most precious item out there, and that bag just served me perfectly for this. I love to wear crossbody. It's like my most loved casual bag that still dresses up. Like if you take off the crossbody strap and you just wear it on the shoulder, it just looks so chic and polished, and it's pretty much the only white bag I ever found that I really truly loved and that I felt elevated my style, and I cannot wait to wear this in spring and summer because I've only had it for the winter months now, which usually are not the times you wear a lot of white, if you're not like me. But yeah, I can't wait to wear it in spring and summer. I think it's going to look even more fabulous then. And again, something I thought long and hard about, and something I'm really happy I bought. So I guess moral of this video in general is spend more money on one item and then be really happy with it than buy lots of things that you're not too sure about, that you could have saved your money about, or that you're just trying out because you feel it's a trend. Just not something that I feel I really need in my life. So yeah, I think that pretty well wraps it up for today. These were all the pieces that I want to talk about. I hope you enjoyed a video like this. If you did, then please let me know, and then I'll say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!